Peace to you. I'm coming to you from home, having just finished a meeting with the bishop and other pastors, hearing what is going on in many of our sister churches in this area. And because people have been asking and expressing opinions, and I want to give you an update on plans for our church and worship. As many of you know, yesterday our region of Illinois moved out of enhanced mitigation and into regular, or Tier 1 mitigation. Last night, our council met online for a regular scheduled meeting. Our agenda, which was set before the news was released, did not include a discussion of changing our plans for worship, though our conversation did touch on the subjects a few times. I know that there are many different views and opinions of what we should be doing. We might even struggle to understand how those who feel differently from us are coming to their decisions. Often we struggle to see how the logic and reason supports or underlays the views that are different from our own. I too am wrestling with what is the right or best decision. I desperately want to return to worship, to share communion and fellowship, and to sing in church again. I also want to see our economy stabilized and grow again. I miss meeting with you in person. At the same time, I love each of you and want to see you safe and healthy. I want to see this pandemic end sooner rather than later. And as we approach the end of a particularly difficult month in the U.S., according to our COVID numbers, as we pass 400,000 deaths in the U.S. and 2 million worldwide, I both feel and reason that some continued caution is important and valuable. As we begin again to gather in person, not everyone will be able to or want to. I've spoken with several church members over the last year who suffer from conditions that make this virus particularly deadly. Several of those will never be able to receive the vaccine because of underlying conditions. As we make our way back to church, we will want to keep those members of our church family in mind. We will seek to keep providing services and resources for all the members of our congregation. And that too raises a challenge. As time has passed, many people who have helped out at the church have stepped away or stepped down from their positions. And so, as we are looking to return to church, we will have much more work to do than before, but fewer hands participating in that work. Many of our volunteers are already overburdened. I know my plate is full, and Anna, Lyndon, and Sherry have all given of their time over and beyond the work that they're paid for. If we are to continue to be a church for our members, for our community, and to have opportunities to grow, we will need people to be involved. It's going to require people to participate in the work. And I know that asking people to help while being cautious about the virus seems like a contradiction, but we can begin by making the commitment, by working from our homes and on the phone, and by working to develop plans for what we will do in the months ahead. And it's helpful to do that knowing who the people are that are going to take a lead and who are going to help make that happen when the time comes. So what do we do? Where do we go in the midst of all these complications? Ultimately, we are a community and a family. Our decisions are made together. And they will be made by our newly elected council and by the level of participation we experience from among our congregation. We can do more sooner and quicker when more people are involved, when more people are participating in the work to allow it all to happen. At the same time, when reasons for caution wane, many will not want to wait for meetings or committees. We've returned to Tier 1 mitigation, giving us some flexibility we have not had the last 2 months. Many changes are happening in our community. Some of the most important and urgent ones are businesses and jobs being restored, providing many in our community with the necessities of life: shelter, food, and security. Well, we hope and pray that this gradual return to life physically together is done safely. These things also have the potential to increase risks in our community. It would be helpful if we knew the impact, but knowing takes time. In 2 weeks, we should be able to see if these improvements will continue. 2 more weeks to watch and see the impact, the numbers, and the effect this change has on our community. Gives our people, our congregation, our family, a small but important amount of added safety and security. I know that not everyone will agree, and I understand. I want to be back in church as well. In 2 weeks, we should have a clear picture of the near future. If the positive improvements and patterns we're seeing continue, we may even be completely out of mitigation by then. Right now, there's a lot of reason to be hopeful. Already most of our congregation is eligible to sign up for vaccines, and many others, including my wife and I, should qualify for the next group. And our region and local numbers are looking really good. And just a month ago, I was doubtful that we would be back in time for Easter. But now, if things continue to go well, we could not only be back sooner, but we might even be able to sing in church by Easter. And I don't want to risk that possibility by rushing things too quickly. And so I'm asking for both your patience and your support as a part of our church family, and for our council and its members, for our staff and for our fellow church members. We're all in this together, and we will all see this through together. Amen? Amen. Thanks for listening.